Hi, my name is Noel Davis with Wormiculture, and today we're going to do something a little different. I've had a lot of comments and questions come in, and I thought that we would kind of answer some of those in this video rather than me trying to answer everybody on the comment section, because I've had some issues posting lately with my phone. So I have a couple here from Richard Portelli, and if I mispronounce your name, I apologize, but it's hard to tell when somebody just has a name written out how it's supposed to really be pronounced. He says, you should chop up or blend food. The worms will eat it much faster, days instead of weeks. And you are absolutely correct. I really should be. In fact, I have a blender sitting over here. Let me grab this real quick. I have one of these food processors, and for a while every single time I put food in, I would chop it up. The problem is it just takes a lot more time. Time is not something I always have the luxury of, and I've gotten kind of lazy. It's part of having these worms. I've had them now for 4 or 5 years, and I've found that I don't necessarily need to chop them up, so I haven't been. I probably should though, and if I'm really trying to get a bin moving and going again after like it's sort of died down or I didn't have food for a while, I really should be grinding up the food. You are 100% correct. Another comment from Richard as well was, eggshells made a difference. I should add them every time to balance the pH, and that is something that I'm going to try to do, and that's why I have this coffee can full of eggshells that are already ground up, and I'm hoping that I can remember to add them more frequently, because I do feel that that is an issue that happens in a lot of my bins where the pH gets thrown off. I throw in almost everything. I've thrown in pineapple, onion, all sorts of stuff that really they say you shouldn't put in, and I really should be putting in more eggshells to kind of counteract that. So I will try to get better at that. You are also right on that. Another comment, more cardboard will help them breed. I have read this multiple times as well. I've actually heard that if they're only in cardboard, that they tend to burn out because it just goes through their digestive tract so fast, and it makes them really want to create cocoons and breed. And I should be adding probably a little bit more to my bins than I really am, but I've been sort of low on cardboard, and then also at times I just haven't had time to shred it. I am getting better with that as well. Ever since I bought the new shredder, I've been adding a lot more cardboard than I used to, which was hardly anything because I got backed up. I had all this cardboard, but no way to shred it really. So this is one of his suggestions here. Toss the flow-through bin and just use the totes. I have debated on this multiple times. I do like these tote systems that I have here right behind me. They're very easy to maneuver. I can stack them. I can do all sorts of stuff like that. Whereas the flow-through bin behind me, as you can see right here, this is with the lid on it, it's really hard to deal with. It just, it's sort of, I can't move it anymore unless I empty it, and it's kind of a pain. And I have thought about just getting rid of it, but the problem is that every once in a while I get a huge influx. Like we have a party, and I cut up all these fruits and vegetables, and we just have a ton. And that's what I use those bins for, is when I have way too much for my totes, I end up throwing it in that bin right there, and it handles it. It can just handle a lot more than the other bins that I have. So that's the only reason why I tend to keep it around. I don't know if it's really necessary, though. Okay, these questions are from Reyes Elge. Again, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, but I should be grinding the eggshells into a powder instead of the shelly substance. Well, I'd like to do that, but it kind of wears out the mechanism for grinding, I have found. So unless I really find something that can kind of withstand that, I'm just going to go through blenders or whatever. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe let's see, like a pepper grinder might be able to do it, but I don't know, I still don't think it'd be fine enough. But that would be the best. Also, I've read and heard multiple times you should not breathe in eggshell dust. So the finer it is, the more dust you get, the more you're not supposed to breathe it, I would think. Now this one is same person, right, Reyes, but he said to remove the inner ring on the coffee can with a can opener. I've never heard of that before, and that's actually a really good idea. I haven't done it yet. He said to use a manual can opener works better. So, but there's this inner lip on here. You can see there's this inner lip, and if I could remove that, everything would just sort of slide out instead of being caught, and I have to shake it around quite as much. So I might try to do that at some point, but it's just, again, timing can be a little hard. I only get maybe a couple hours a week to work on this, and during that time I try to feed all my bins and record these videos and everything. And I've also have another project I've been working on for the worms as well, which I will have a video on it in a little bit, hopefully. All right, and now here's somebody that posts quite a bit and a lot of comments. Catherine Fredericks. Again, apologize if I mispronounced your name. So first one is that there's no reason for compost in the bin. Now this is a video of what I do with some of my extra worm compost. This isn't about the compost bin that I've been showing. I added a whole lot of the vermicompost right to this other bin, and it really isn't necessary. I do that because I don't have anywhere to put it in my yard. I don't have anyone to give it to. Nobody in my community has gardens or vegetable gardens, and they have to all be approved through the HOA. It's sort of a pain. I tend to use this stuff mainly for trees. I actually soak it usually overnight and in a bucket, make a compost tea, and then dump it right outside on the trees that I have that I'm trying to get to grow so I can get some privacy. So that's what I've been doing with it. She also mentioned that leaves are acidic. I did not know this, but she is 100% right. Especially from what I was reading, oak leaves. They are very acidic. And, well, I need to add more eggshells. I did not know that until she posted that comment, so thank you. Holes in the lid or leave it off. I don't put holes in the lids anymore because then I cannot stack them. If you have holes in the lid, like I'm going to show you here. Let's just go over here. I stack my bins like this. If you have holes in the lids, they just get blocked by the bin above it. So I put all my holes in the sides instead of on the tops. And that's the reason why I do that. Now this one actually does have holes in the tops, but that's only because it's one of the first bins I created. But that is why I don't actually do that anymore. You know, I tend to just drill the holes in the sides and leave them that way. I also don't put holes in the bottoms, which a lot of people recommend. I don't do that either. Defrost my food. Yes, I should be doing this. I freeze it because that's going to break it down a little bit more, help the worms get into it, and also kill any bugs, hopefully, that are on it. But I should really be defrosting it, and really I should be defrosting it and then grinding it up before I feed my worms. I really should be doing that. It would speed up the process immensely, especially for when I have a large party and I have a whole bunch of stuff to throw in these bins. It would just make everything go much faster. I don't always have the time to do it. To have something sit out and defrost after I've frozen it, I guess I could microwave it, but that's also using power than to microwave it. I'd rather just not have to use, I don't mind freezing it because I have a freezer that has space in it and I'm not really wasting. In fact, that's saving me money, but to use power to defrost it, I don't really want to do that. Now, if I could find a better way to kind of grind it up when it's frozen and to smaller pieces, that would also be great. I have not found, my blender is absolutely horrible for that. This that I showed right at the beginning of this video, this will blend it up when it's frozen, but then it's a pain to clean and maintain. So that's why I haven't really been doing that either. So I don't know, maybe at some point I'll find something better, but until then I'm still just probably going to throw it in frozen until I can find just a better way to do it. So now that's it for the questions that I had and comments that I found that I hadn't really responded to. The only other thing I want to mention is I will have a video coming up on a new sorting mechanism that I built that fits my needs. It probably doesn't fit everybody's needs, but it fits my needs, which is I need to sort the worms out, but the compost, I just soak it and throw it outside over my plants, so I don't need this nice vermicompost dry material. I need like a tea. So I built a new sorting machine that is going to use water to try to sort them, and we'll see how that works in my next videos, hopefully, or one of the videos that I post in the future. So that's it for today. Thank you, everybody. If you like this, please hit subscribe and or thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.